Warriors, Patriots, and Preppers? Had a good workout today, just staying focused on Mission 2024. That is my fitness, my basic prepping, my group building, and my survival skills. With those four things, we should be able to survive anything, and we're gonna have to be going through a lot very soon here. It is clear to me that the biggest thing facing this nation, the biggest problem facing this nation, is a dumbed down population. On many sides and on many levels, that is the biggest danger to us, is the biggest threat that we face. We have an elite group of democratic leftists who are not dumb, they're very smart, and they are implementing a plan that they've been trying to implement for hundreds of years. So as we kick back and we go into this new era, I'm just completely reminded that I planned for this. I warned you to plan for this. Mission 2024 started back in early 2019 when we talked about we're either going to have 4 years of complete democratic control, and it's going to be complete democratic control. I was very specific in saying that because I knew it's what they do, to prepare. Because if they get in the second time, if they get in 2028 and they take this whole thing, or if they run again in 2024 and they take us all the way through 2028, we're going to be looking a lot like Venezuela. We're going to be looking a lot like some of these like third world, second world countries. It's going to be essentially, China 2.0 in America is what they're going for. And if that's not clear to you, you're not doing the right research. You're not paying attention to the right things. There's not much we could do without a mass amount of funding to really wake people up and to prepare ourselves for any situation that comes along. Hopefully some of these red states start to talk about secession. A lot of people want to talk about, the Constitution's old, the times don't match the documents. I don't believe that. I think it's a living doc, or it's written as is. I don't think it's a living document open for interpretation. The founders were very clear in what they wanted and what they meant for that document if you read the supplemental writings leading up to it. But I do believe that possibly the Union itself is an outdated system based on the independent infrastructure that most of these states have. Now, Texas obviously has their own independent grid. Some of the states are dependent upon each other for that. But in terms of being able to carve their own way for commerce or take care of their own people, there could be some separation of, or some dismantling of the Union, which really should be the next step before we burn this whole thing down, which many people want on many different sides. I'm for this union. I want this union. I want there to be some sort of law and order. At the same time, we have God-given inalienable rights that we have to defend, and we have to be willing to do what other generations did and give up our wealth, our riches, and our lives. So as we transition here on this last day of the Trump presidency, I encourage you just to reflect on what you need to do to have yourself more prepared, to have your family more prepared, what things you could do now while you still have the time, and what problems really affect you. If you're living in Montana, a border invasion from a migrant group not going to affect you right away. If you're living in Northern Oregon, something crazy going on at the Capitol on the East Coast isn't going to affect you right away. We need to be focused on things that will affect us immediately, things that we can change, things that we're able to attack and actually fix and do something about. I can't fix or do anything about Capitol violence in East Texas. I'm never going to be able to change that. I'm never going to be able to affect that. I can read some writing on the wall and think about, people got really scared during the lockdowns. They're probably going to go buy a lot more food and a lot more toilet paper again. Am I prepared in that area? Those are things you need to be asking yourself. It's fun and it's easy to look at the big picture stuff. It's hard to drill down and have a realization of what we can fix ourselves. Am I overweight? Am I at risk for a heart disease or a heart attack or something like that, and going to leave my family unprepared in this bad situation? Maybe the best thing you could do for your family right now is to get in better shape and get a life insurance policy. Maybe that's something you should look into. There's a lot of stuff that we could be doing, a lot of things that we could be doing as patriots that we need to focus on that are actual things we can control. So I encourage you to focus on Mission 2024. Follow us in our group off of this platform because you never know when it's going away. But Mission 2024 again is going to be your basic survival skills, your group building, which could be just with your family, prepping basics, that's food, water, ammo, all that stuff, and your fitness. So I encourage you to focus on all those. Stay prepared. We're entering some weird times. Tomorrow's going to say a lot about where this country's headed. If there's some false flags, they're going to run with it. So be mentally prepared for that. Be mentally prepared to counter that with your friends and family too. But until tomorrow, stay safe, stay prepared.